Okay. Right. So now we are learning control structures. From control structures, we learn conditional statements like if else, nested if, else if ladder. And in the last class, we also learned match case. These two things we learned in previous two classes. Today's class, we will go for the new concept that are iterative statements. Iterative statements, and we may call this one as loops. Okay. So under this, we are learning two types. First one is while, and we have inside this one that is while with else. Next one, we will learn what is nested while, and we will learn infinite while loop. If we understand this concept, then we completed while. Similarly, we will learn for loop. Next, for with else. Next, nested for. But in Python, we do not have infinite for loop. Okay, infinite for loop is not present in Python. Let us go for how these iterative statements will work, and these things we need to learn in the today and tomorrow's class along with the examples. So first, what is iterative statements or what are loops? Very simple definition that if you want to execute, okay, see here, observe here carefully. If you want to execute a statement or a group of statements, okay, if we want to execute a statement or group of statement repeatedly until a condition is true. Condition is true. Okay. So to do this one, we will go for iterative statements. So here, I will tell you simple example. So here, you want to send one message to your friend 5 times. Same message. Hi, 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 like that you need to send. So here, generally you will type this one 5 times. But we are not the general text writer. We are not data entry operators to write this one like this. We are becoming a programmers. So what we will do, we have to complete this task easily by using program. So when it is 5 times, you have patience, you will type this one 5 times. But you want to irritate your friend with a high message 1 lakh times. Okay, will you type this one 1 lakh time? No. What we will do, we are the programmers. We have to do this one easily. Okay, so how can we do? That we have to do by using loop statements. So here, if you observe this one, what is the thing I am executing? Hi. So when you want to print a hi in Python, what will you do? You use print function. You will write hi message in double quote. Then what happened? It will print the hi. But you want to print in specified number of times. So 5 times. So you need to write this print 5 times. Then what happens? Is the size of program increases, decreases? So definitely your program size is increases. If it is 5 times, you can see 5 lines only. But if it is 100 times or 1000 times, same logic or same statement, you are repeating multiple number of times. So when it is multiple, will you do this one multiple times? No. What will I do? I will go for loop statements or iterative statements. So from this, we are going for first one, that is the while. So we can't write this while loop directly. So if you want to write a while loop, we should know the syntax. Okay. So here I am writing the syntax. See this one carefully. So which look like a if condition only, but the aim of execution is different when you compare with the if. So first what will I write? I will write while followed by I will write one condition. I said condition. When I said condition, this condition must be the Boolean condition, means we are expecting the result true or false. So once it is completed, I am going to terminate this one using the colon. Next, I will go to the next line. While I am going to the next line, again you should give the indentation. What is indentation? Indentation is nothing but the space. It is mandatory. In the last class, I said what happens when you ignore this one. It will give you indentation error. Next, followed by, you can write the statement or you can write the set of statements. So here statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, like that. How many statements you want to be included in the while block, that you can write. And if your while block related statement is completed, then what happened? You will start off writing the statements without giving the space. Okay, if you have space, which consider that these statements were comes under the while loop. If you do not give the space, then your Python compiler consider that the block of while is completed and remaining part of the program has started. Like that, it will decide. So now I am going to show this evaluation in the diagrammatic representation. So here, what I am doing, so before this while I have certain set of statements, followed to this while I have certain set of statement. And let us understand how this logic is executing. So here this set of statement is nothing but this is the flow is coming. And here you need to test the while condition. So while followed by you have written condition. So in the last class also I said, while writing the condition, you have to use what is that rhombus notation, and you have to write the Boolean expression. So Boolean expression I am writing. So when I write Boolean expression, I can see only two results. One is true and one is false. So when it is true, what happens? What are the statements I included at here that are going to be executed at here? So statements will be executed. Once the statements evaluation is completed, then what happened? Again, it won't continue the remaining part. It will go back to the Boolean condition again. Next, it will execute the statements. So this process will be continued until this Boolean expression results will return false. If it is false, then what happened? What is the block you have written? That will be skipped and remaining part of your program is executed. Remaining is nothing but this will be executed. Okay. So this is the way we have to write the while condition, and the evaluation can be done like this. Okay. So here, just now I said how to, what is the situation and when do we go for this kind of implementation. So this way of writing is the complex thing. So as a good programmer, we have to remove the duplicate statement and want to be complete fastly, compare with multiple lines of code. Sorry, right. So here, now you observe how your brain calculate this one. That same thing I am going to apply at this position. So let us understand how our brain can understand this counting. So here I asked you to write this print high line 5 times. Okay. So let us understand how it will be executed. So initially, when I ask you something to write 5 times, then your brain will create one variable in your brain. Initially, it is going to be initialized with the 0 value, means because I did not start it. So your brain counter is available. Initially, it is 0. So once you write a print high, then what happened? Initially, 0 value is there. This is going to be incremented by 1. Make it as 1 because 1 is completed. Next, what will you do? Again, you will start off writing this print and you will write high. Next, you will make your counter to 2 because I have written 2 times. Like that, you are going to write this print 5th time. Okay. So you continue this one 5. Once you reach 5, will you write the 6th line? We never write because what is the target you have received that it has reached. Once it is reached, will you continue remaining one? We never continue. So based on these things, I am going to write the same thing using this while block. So here, our brain has taken one variable which hold what is the initial value. So similarly, while I am printing this print statement, I am going to take a variable which is a counter variable. Okay, what is the initial value before writing this counter? Initial value, I am going to assign this one as 0. So what is the request I have taken my friend? So you need to write this one. So your limit is 5. Means I want to continue my counting. This counting should be the 5. So this is the limit I am taking from my friend. So I need to write this print high message 5 times. Okay. So here, when you want to execute this one multiple times, definitely I will go for while. Okay. Followed by, I should write one condition. Okay. I should write condition. When this condition is true, what is the statement you are regularly repeating? That is going to be right inside this one. What I am regularly executing? Print high I am executing. How many times I want to execute? 5 times I need to be executed. So here, you definitely, your brain is counting the numbers. So while counting the number, your counting number should be less than to the range you have accepted from your friend. So similarly, once this 0 is completed, I am going to after writing this one, I am going to increment this value. So how I am going to increment? What is the current counter you have? That is going to be adding with the 1. Okay, so 0 plus 1 is added. You got the result 1. That same 1 again need to be stored in your brain. So similarly, what is the counter you have incremented? That result again you need to store in the counter variable which you have created. Okay. So first time 0, 1 time you have written, make counter as 1. Next counter became 1. Next like that, how many times I need to iterate this one? Until your counter value, what you have taken, that should be reached until limit. So if it is want to be continue, your counter value should be less than to the limit. So what are the values you are counting? That should be less than to your range you have taken. So that I am writing counter is less than to 5. So once it is completed, I am going to print one simple statement that print, my task is completed. My task is completed. This is the simple message I am saying because I have to show whether it is continuing the remaining part of my program or not. So let us go for this program execution. While executing, you are expecting indentations at this place. So we will check whether it is executing or not. So what can I do? Initially, I am taking one counter. This counter helping me to count how many times it has completed. So initially 0. And this is the limit I am taking from my friend. This is 5. Next, I want to continue the same thing multiple times, so that I will go for while. And while followed by condition, I should write followed by colon. Next, what is the common task I am doing? I am going to print a hi message. Once you print this one, I am going to increment my counter value by 1. Next, once it is incremented, again I am going to store this result in the counter variable. So it is completed. Next, once it is completed, I am going to convey to end user that task has completed. It is not mandatory to write, but as a good programmer, you need to convey to end user that this task has completed. Next one, what is my job? While counting this one, what you are counting, the counter value should be less than to limit. Okay. So why I put less than? Because I am starting it from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is nothing but it is stopping the limit. So 0 to 4 is nothing but 5 times it will be iterated. Now I am going to run. So can you see 5 times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it has completed. Next my task is completed. So this is the way you have to write. So what happened? One block is going to be executed multiple times. So today we have to understand how to write a different while programs. So I am going to add some more logic to this one. So this is for printing. This is one program. This program is printing hi 5 times. Okay. But I don't want to print this hi always 5 times. Then what can I do? So if I am not expecting, 1 minute. So here, I don't want to execute this one always 5 times. I want to take the limit from end user always. So tell me, what can I do? What can I do? Tell me, what can I do? What can I do it here? I want to take the input from end user. So this limit want to be take from end user. What can I do at this place? Can you hear my voice? Yes. Thank you, SS. What can I do? Take data from end user dynamically. Give any variable. Yes, I have given limit variable. So I want to take this one dynamically so that I have to use input method. Okay. So I should ask how many times you want to be printed. That limit I want to take from end user. So input, enter, range. I am asking range. So that many times is going to be repeated. Is it valid? No, because this input is accepting like a string type. What is the string I have taken need to be converted into the integer type again. So I am printing this one. It is asking me the range. I have given 10 and I can see this message 10 times. If you give 1000 times will be appear. So this is the simple program. Print required message in repeated number of times. So here now I will go for another simple program. So that I want to print the table, multiplication table. So multiplication table, how it look like? So 5 1 5. 5 when you multiply with 2, you will get 10. 5 when you multiply with 3, you will get 15. Like that, 5 when I multiply this 10, I will get 50. So this is the way I want to get the output. So if you observe this one, what are the things I need to take from end user? Can you tell which one I need to take from end user? So here, this is the table I want to print. So here, if you observe this output carefully, this 1 to 10 is the fixed value. It definitely starts from 1 and it will execute until 10. And here, this 5, 10, 15 and 50 value, you will get these values when you multiply these two. But every end user never expect this 5 always. Am I right? So this 5 value is not fixed for every end user. Okay. So based on this user's choice, I want to execute this program. If you observe this one carefully, the pattern of every line is same. The pattern of every line is same. So here, this 5 is the value I am going to take into the n variable. And which thing I need to be take it as a counter? Can I take 5 as counter or 1, 2, 3, 4 as counter? I need to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Like this, I need to take it as a counter. So here, the initial counter value, may I know what is the starting counter I am taking it here? What is the starting counter? 0. No, ma. Here, please assess, see here, what is the starting number I have taken? 1 is the starting number. I am multiplying 5 with 1. So my counter value is starting at 1. So here you continue this one, including 10. Am I right or not? So including 10, I am printing. So here, this is the common thing I am executing. Everything is same at this place. But what I am doing, while I am counting this number, my counter is started at 1 and I am going to continue this one until my counter become 10. So while I am counting, my counter value should be always either less than or including 10. Okay, less than or equal to. I hope it is clear. Very good. Very good, SS. Write your name properly. I am not comfortable while pronouncing your name like SS. Right. Okay. So while counter less than or equal to 10, next one. So here, this is now this 5, this 5, I am going to take it here 5. So here, this is the common line. Now you understand how many partitions it has. So once it is completed, I definitely give the indentation space at this place. Next one, this 5 is nothing but n. This 1 is nothing but my counter. And this 5 is nothing but the current value you have taken and the current counter number, its value. Okay. So if you take any place, this is the common pattern it is executing. So print. What is the first thing? N value. So where already N variable is there, N. Next, what happened? This X is the simple message. Okay. Here in general mathematics, you consider this as a multiplication notation. But coming to the end user message, this is simple X I am going to print. So I am going to concatenate N with X. So comma, I am writing X in the double quotes. Next, followed by what is the thing I am writing? Counter. So counter I am writing. Again, what will I do? I am going to concatenate these two using the comma. Next, followed by equal to is there. This is the simple message, double quote equal to I am writing. Followed by I have 5 and 10, 15. These values will be varies based on the current value of N, current value of counter. So N into counter I am taking. So may I know my task is completed? Sabha, my task is completed? My task is completed or still any pending? Still we have pending. What is that? I have fixed I value. I am testing whether counter is 10 or not. But what I forgotten, I did not increment this value. 1ZZ, you have given the correct answer. So what can I do? What is the counter initial value I have? I am going to increment it by 1. Again, result I am going to be copied into the counter variable. Later, I am going to print one simple message, task completed. Okay. So here I don't want to take this 5 value fixed. So that what can I do? Int of input I will take. So based on user's choice, that respect to table will be printed. So here the same thing. So counter initial value is 1. I am not writing entire counter. Next, N value I am taking. This is the input end user's choice. Enter table number. Which table number you want to print, that you will write. Next one, I am going to test the condition. What is the condition? Current value of my counter should be always either less than or equal to 10. Okay, means I am counting, multiplying the given number with 1 to 10. Next, I am going to print the message. What I have written, that I am directly writing. N comma, X is the notation I am writing. This is simple notation. Next, counter, comma, double equal to is the operator, comma, and the current value of N and is going to be multiplied with I, not I, here counter. Next, counter value, I am incrementing by counter plus 1. Next, I am going to print one simple message, task has completed. Now I am going to run this program. When I run this one, so it is asking me which table I want to print. I want to print 123 table. Can you see 123 table? This is the simple message you can use. So do you need to remember every table number tables? No need. We are the programmers. We write only these 5 lines of code. We can get any table number. I hope it is clear to you. Next one. So we'll go for another example related to this one. We have to find what are the factors of a given number. Factors of given number. So what is mean by that? I have a number which is 5 or 6, whatever it may be. So I need to identify which values can divide this number. Okay, so based on that, we have to learn another program, that is to know what are prime numbers, what are not prime numbers. Okay, so observe this one carefully, because I ask you to write these all programs using for loop again. So here, let us know how to find this one. So first I will take 5 value and I am going to test whether it is divisible by 1 or not. When I divide this one, I should get the quotient value as 0. Okay. Sorry, remainder should be get 0. If remainder is 0, the number which I am taking it as a denominator, it is dividing the given number. Okay, but when I go for 5 divide with 2, can I get remainder as 0? No. So is this 2 is the factor? It is not the factor. Next, when I go for 5, when I try to divide this one with the 3, so can I get remainder as 0? No, I won't get the remainder as 0. So this condition also failed. Next, when I divide this 5 value with the 4, again I won't get remainder as 0. This is failed. Next, I am going to divide 5 with 5. I will get remainder as 0. So I will print this value. So what are the values comes under the factors 1 and 5. So what is the common thing I am doing it here? So here I am going to divide the given number from 1 to 10 or 20 or 30. So we are not dividing depending on our fixed values. I am going to divide this number until you get the given number. Okay. So here n is the number. I am taking it as a 5. Okay. Next, I need to know the denominator values. Where I am starting the denominator number 1. So denominator value I am taking whose value is always starting from 1. Next, which one is which number I need to taking as a counter? This denominator I need to take it as a counter. So how many times I am going to continue the same operation until you will get the given number? So given number is n and the denominator is updating by 1. Yes, very good. Very good, 1zz. So I am going to continue the same process until the current value of denominator number should be either less than or equal to n. Okay. Next, what is the common thing I want to print? I am not printing the remainder value. So here I am going to test it. Here why I am saying this one means along with the while I am going to include if. Okay. So here when do you consider this number as a what is that factor? Only when its remainder is 0. So how can I test this one? What is the current number you have taken? If I divide with the denominator, I should get remainder as 0. So tell me the suitable operator at this place. Which operator will give the remainder? Modulus operator will give the remainder. So modulus. If its value equal to 0, if while I am speaking this one, I am saying this one is if. So you need not to remember. If you know English, you can write Python program. If n modulus de equal to 0, then I consider this denominator as a factor. So I am going to print it as a de. What happens? I am printing the denominator. So here, you observe this one carefully. This is one indentation. This is one indentation. Next one. Once you decided this is not, this is the prime, this is the factor. Next, one common things I need to do at this place where I want to increment the denominator value. So here, where I need to write this denominator, I need to test at this level. Not inside the loop, not inside the if. This incrementation comes under the while. So denominator equal to denominator plus 1. So this is the way you have to write this program. So now I am going to test whether it is working fine or not. So n value, next one denominator, its value I am starting it 1. I will start this counting this denominator until I will get n value, including n I will test. So if in case the number which I have taken, when I divide with this denominator value, if I get it as a 0 remainder, I am going to print this denominator as a factor. Okay. Once it is completed, denominator value is incremented. Next, simply I am going to print task has completed. Next, I am going to run this program. So what I did, I have not assigned the n value. I should take this one as end user, enter number I am asking. So when I run this one, I have given 6. 6 has 1, 2, 3, 6 as the factors. It has printed. So this is the way